Green Money, Will Lucas here, back with another one. This one I'm excited about because most of this audience, you may not know who he is, but I guarantee your kids want to be him. I guarantee that. Rod's on the show today, Gen Z's next streaming phenomenon. 2 million followers and counting, including a dedicated almost 500,000, it might be 500,000 by now, Twitch subscribers. But Rod's on the show. Welcome to the show, man.
I appreciate you, Will. What's up? How you feeling?
I'm feeling great. It's good to have you. And I'm so excited about this conversation because you are in a position so many people want to be in by having a
hmm
large online following.
hmm
And I want to talk about the early days of streaming because early days of your streaming because not
Okay.
everybody, you don't just start with 500,000 Twitch followers. Like you got to grow that. And you've
Yeah.
been creating content for more than 7 years now. And so in those early days of having small numbers, 2 people watching or no people watching to 10 people
Yeah.
watching to 10 to 100 people watching, what kept you consistent and what did you do in order to grow the audience?
What really kept me consistent is really my ability to not do it for the money. Like when you growing up and you looking for tips and stuff, a lot of people say like, you can't do it for the money, and you don't understand it until you like get in that position. A lot of people see like the end product, they see the end result, they see like where I'm at now, and they be like, nah, let me get to it. And then after a month of like not being where I'm at, now it's like, yo, it's not working. It's like it's not working for what you desire, but it is working because you went from 0 to 10. You
Mm.
made your first, you feel me? You made your first, you multiplied it. You feel me? Like you had one, and then it was 10 people, and then it's gonna be 25 and 50. So I just kept going because I genuinely like making people laugh and making good content. Like I like thinking that I'm creative, more creative than the other creators, and making the better content. I'm competitive too.
Yeah. Do you feel like too many people give up too soon on their streaming dreams?
A lot of people give up too soon, and that's the reason it's not oversaturated. A lot of people think streaming oversaturated. It's not, because most people won't give up.
So what would you say to somebody who's been on YouTube for, let's say 2 years and they've been maybe posting every 2 weeks and
hmm
they're still hitting, 3 views,
hmm
on those videos.
hmm
And I maybe it at some point is like maybe the content to them is interesting, or maybe they're
Yeah.
not doing something right on how you
hmm
use these platforms. What would
Yeah.
you say to somebody who's been using it for years, posting at least consistently, maybe not the most that they could be posting, they could be posting more
hmm
often, but they're
Yeah.
still not seeing any growth?
hmm I would say make a checklist of things that you know should be done to take your stream or your content to the next level, and just ask yourself if you got all of that. And then a lot of people like to downplay those steps. Like I'll ask streamers, like, are you still streaming off a webcam? Webcam is $50, so it's good entry level, but like we to the point where everybody has cameras now. So do somebody want to really click in and see a webcam stream in 2025?
Mm.
Like is your audio bad? Did you upgrade your equipment? Are you investing in yourself? When the last time you stepped outside your house? And then what was the idea right there? I would say keep looking at your old video and try to beat that. I was just telling my friend that he like, how do you come up with new ideas? And I was like, they just refined versions of my like past failures. So like stuff that didn't work, and stuff that may have worked, but it didn't work on the scale that I'm trying to achieve now. Like it may have got me 2,000 subs, but now, like I did last month, I'm going for 30,000. So that ain't gonna work. So let's refine it. So just keep refining your work, keep upgrading it, because it's not the best work. If it was the best work, it'd be viral. It ain't
Yeah.
the best work. It's not.
What you just said reminded me of, it's not a quote, but it's a statement by Will Smith. And he was talking about, he was on his way to get an Oscar, his first Oscar. And he was talking about how he went back to the history of movies and like looked at all the movies that have the lead actor winning an Oscar. And he realized it was like when you portray somebody else. And so he was like, okay, I'm gonna go play somebody else. So he got
Yeah.
Muhammad Ali, and that's when he won his Oscar. So what you're saying is, what I hear you saying is like, you really got to watch the game tape, watch the film, and go back and research your own stuff.
Yes, research your own stuff. And if once you learn how to research your own stuff, research other streamers and see what they do good that you don't do. It's very good to study the competition. Like it's good to study the competition, because you need to know like what other streamers are doing that you just, because if you feel like you're the best, then what are they doing that you not? You see what I'm saying? Like obviously it's something, and it's real easy to feel like bad for yourself in the content game and be like, yo, it's just not working, and that's just an excuse.
One of the tactics that I don't want to blow past, but you mentioned it a second ago, in how people are investing in themselves and where they're shooting. You talked about how like the change of location. So I learned by watching other YouTubers, particularly talk about, when you walk from room to room in the video, that makes it interesting. Like behind you,
Yes.
the scenery is changing. So
Yes.
can you talk more about like those tactical things you can do to make just the visuals more entertaining?
Yeah. So as far as streaming, I'm gonna translate it to streaming because that's my forte. But like, um, even my background, I won't have my background the same too long because then it becomes like, yeah, we want it to be engraved in their mind that this is Rod's room that he's streaming in. But maybe sometimes we want to theme it, and then maybe we want whole new emotes in the chat. And then maybe we want to stay in that room for 20 minutes and have them think they're staying in that room and they're walking the hallway and they never saw my hallway. So even if I'm talking about the same thing I was going to talk about in my room, it's now moving now. So it's just a little more interesting and they feel like they're going on a journey rather than, sitting still. And maybe when I go into that hallway, it's a special guest in the hallway. And instead of bringing the special guest in the room like we do every single time, we got them in the hallway. And when we go downstairs, we're going to cook and we never cooked. And we're not going to eat the food back in the room. We're going to eat it in the backyard where I got chairs set up and stuff like that. So it just take you on a journey. You got to think if you watching something, if you watching a TV show, imagine a TV show being in the same spot. Every actor come in the same room and everything is happening in the same spot. It would be boring. It'd be boring. So like it's a thing where it's like you definitely want to get the eyes moving and adjusting to like new settings and new characters, and it don't even gotta be the most famous. It ain't gotta be Drake, but even if it's your brother, they never met your brother, and the way your brother act ain't how you act, and that's a new character to your stream. That's a new character, that they know you for, and that's somebody that only you can bring on to the thing, and it just give an opportunity to the people around you to become a part of your world and all that.
How do you encourage people who are new to streaming, new to video at all, new to
Hmm.
showing themselves online, how
Hmm.
to get comfortable doing it?
Hmm. How to get comfortable? I think you gotta definitely get comfortable with. I started with YouTube, so I got comfortable talking to that camera first before I even got to the point where I'm at. And I've never been shy, so I'm kind of blessed. Shout out God, but I never been shy to like be on the stage talking to people or be in front of a bunch of people or have a lot of people on the stream because I was talking to myself on the video, and you just gotta watch back. And a lot of people cringe when they hear their own voice, or like they find it weird when they talk to the video. But you got to think how you think actors feel when they on set repeating the same line, and it's just a bunch of behind the scenes people watching you and critiquing you all day. It's like it's not an easy job, but that's what you sign up for. So I would just encourage people to, before they hop on that live stream, practice on video, just talking like, "Yo, what's up, y'all?" Da da da. And whatever you want to do, and whatever you're gonna be doing, just practice that, because practice make perfect. And it might not seem like it helped, but it really do help a lot just to give yourself a mental note of, all right, this what I'm be saying, this what I'm be doing, and this the vibe I want to give. And if you studying your opponent like we talked about earlier, or you studying the competition, you can see like, okay, this how comfortable they is. Let me relax. Let me
Yeah.
relax. Maybe over here on this podcast, they super relaxed. Let me lean back real quick. Let me lean back. Yo, what's up, y'all? And then you just start getting your groove. You just start getting your groove in. But it definitely take practice. So anybody just starting, definitely practice offline on the camera and watch your videos back, and don't be cringed by yourself as you.
Let's take that a step further. Shooting in public. Let's talk about that. Like, so you walking
Hmm.
through the mall, you're walking through the grocery store, and now
Hmm.
you got people looking at you like, what is that? So talk about how you get comfortable doing that.
Okay, as far as that, that's a bigger hurdle to jump over. Because a lot of people be like super like subconscious, like, yo, they're watching me, recording me, and then like they hear me talk to nobody. But I don't personally be caring because they be like, yo, this real people live, especially with the stream. It's like, yo, this live people right here watching. You know, and I tell a lot of streamers that I be telling them like, yo, these not robots. Somebody at their crib got you pulled up, and if they say like, yo, Rod, go into this store right here, I'm be like, all right, bro, I'm going into this store and I'm having a conversation with that person. That's a real human being. So, you know, when I'm in public, it's a thing where it's like, there's real people. And if somebody, you know, feels some type of way because you're talking to real people, like, they got to check themselves, you know? Like, so in order to get comfortable with that, I think you just got to, you low key got to get into your own world. Like a lot of us creators, we be in our own world when we go into these malls or like we go into these places. I'm walking past people without looking at them. I'm looking at the camera before I'm even looking at them. I'm walking past, yo, y'all, we about to go into this store. We're gonna get this stuff. And there's people around me and they hear me and they see me talking to the camera. And it's like, yo, it's 2025. They gotta mind
Yeah.
their business. We gotta lock in and do our job and entertain. We can't be worrying about them.
And one of the things we talk about, like particularly like in software development, is like who are you building for? So like there's this avatar of a person. There's this, I'm just make this up. Like there's this 25-year-old black woman in Detroit who this
Hmm.
product is for, and then everything I'm doing is designed to speak to that avatar of a person.
Yeah.
So when you are streaming, are you
Hmm.
thinking about a person on the other side of that camera, or are you thinking about the audience, or who are you thinking about?
Always. I stream. Me personally, I stream for the person that want to do content, but they feel like, yo, like this might not work or this can't work. And a lot of times, my team they be like, yo, you're a motivational speaker too, outside of a streamer. And it was a lot of times during my subathon I just did with the mall where I was talking to chat, and I'm like, yo, like we gonna hit the goal out of that. And I'm talking to them, I'm letting them know like all the outside noise is outside noise. We already got 15,000 subs. That's 15,000 people who dropped a sub that cost money. That's
Hmm.
15,000 of them. So I'm letting them know like we just got to double it one more time. We halfway there. And my point of saying that is like I'm letting them know like, you know, a lot of times when we younger, we thinking like, oh, these people got here this way or this way or this way. And I'm letting them know like I'm from Philly. I'm here.
Yeah.
You ain't gotta do all that. So my audience, you know, when I be giving back to them, it's like a lot of teens, or sometimes I be even having people that's 23, 24, 25 in my chat, and I be letting them know like it's not too late for y'all either. So I stream for them. I tell them like this is the safe place for you to come, know that you could do it too, get some game, be entertained. And I think like a lot of streamers feed like brain rot. So I be letting them know like, yo, like you gonna learn something here as well as laughing. So this is where you come, where you want to be entertained, and you gonna learn something and you're gonna get motivated, and I'm gonna let you know what's really going on. This the real.
Yeah. I'm curious on how there's a little bit of a difference between like YouTubers and streamers, and some of
Hmm.
this is show business. Like you can plan to have this person pop up and plan to for this thing to happen. But I'm
Yeah.
curious on how you balance. Well, number one, let's start with how much of this is actually show business to where you
Hmm.
okay on minute 13 you gonna pop in and do this thing and it's gonna be
Hmm.
wild.
Me personally, I'm a pure streamer. So anybody who know 2K, you know it's different builds, it's different archetypes, it's different attributes that certain streamers are good at. A lot of streamers not good at clicking start and not having no plan. I'm really good at that because before we're streaming at as right now, the bigger streamers got it to a point where people feel like you got to put on the biggest show, but like stream wasn't always like this, and Twitch been around for more than 10 years. So 10 years ago streaming was, I come, I sit at my desktop, I play games with my community, I go surf the web with my community, we laugh, y'all love me for me, I give y'all a name, and we are army and y'all love me for me, and that was called desktop streaming. So now we got stuff like IRL, and that's when we moving around and we creating a show on the go. um, so a pure streamer is really good at desktop, sitting there and being able to talk to his community and entertain them without all the extra stuff.
Hmm.
And I've been this my fourth year streaming, but I've been doing content period for 6 7 years. So with this being my fourth year streaming, that first year I joined, that was the last year of the desktop era. So I'm glad I got in right there, because right now if you sit down and you try to just talk to niggas, they I'm like, what? I'm going to
Yeah.
watch Castanet. He got zebra in his room. You know,
Yeah.
so you like, and
Yeah.
you sitting there, you like, damn. But like, it's good to be a pure streamer because now, even if I do got it set up right with the showbiz to, like, all right, you gonna come in here? I was starting, but like, I always start and I say, yo, I want the first 20 to 30 minutes being me just talking to my chat. No plan, no nothing. Y'all, here's the new announcements. This is what's coming up. This is why you should stay here today because this is the schedule today. What's been going on in the streaming world? What y'all want me to react to? Who said what? And I want to talk to them and I know their names and all of that because I want them to know, like, you know, when you and somebody chat and you type, yo, what's up, Rod? If you say what's up back, you locked
Yeah.
in for the next 30 minutes. Oh,
Yeah.
snap, Rod said what's up back. I'm propping that phone up. So I'm real big on community because within Twitch, it's a community based thing. It is. And a lot of people don't think it's community based. They just entertain and they look at chat like something that's supposed to be there. They're not supposed to be there. They're not supposed to watch you. That's not a thing. People get too spoiled. You got to talk to them and you got to respond to them because they there to watch you. So I be like remembering their names and all that. Like I know probably over 200 names of just people who've been supporting me for more than 3 years. Like I'd be like, yo, what's up? I call it roll call. I say, let's take attendance. Who ain't here today, man? Who ain't here? And then a lot of new people see me talking to the people who already been there, and they be like, oh, I want to be in that position. So it's a community based thing. So, you know, after that 30 minutes, boom, showbiz, you know, my guests come in. I already know what I want to do with my guests. But after they leave, I'm right back to desktop ride. Yo, what game we playing? What we doing? What y'all want to do?
Yeah.
Are we on this game? Now I'm tired of this game. And you got to also remember, this my stream. You feel me? They be, oh no, let's stay on the game for 2 hours. Nope, they're gonna get addicted to the game. We off the game. Come on, we about to
Mm-hmm.
do this now.
Mm-hmm.
So the showbiz part would kind of just be one part of the day. If I'm doing a subathon and I'm streaming 24 hours a day for 30 days, I probably got one thing planned for as far as like just being over extra and
Yeah.
having an entertainment right there.
How
Other
off,
than that, I'm a pure streamer.
how often do you need to be streaming to make sure that because I don't know how the Twitch algorithm works. Like YouTube, you need to be on there a lot for it to show your stuff to other people.
You need to be on there more with Twitch.
Wow.
You need to be on there more with Twitch. If you average 100 viewers, disappear for a month, and you're gonna come back to 30. Yeah, you can't take that much of a break. Because they'll just find another streamer they like, and then when you spark back up in a month, I'm like, oh snap, he back. I remember I used to watch his streams, and it's like, nigga, it's been 30 days, damn, you know. And they're like, it's been 30 days, but yeah, you got to be even more consistent, like than YouTube. If you got to post 3 times a week on YouTube, you need to stream about 5 times on Twitch, and that don't mean 10-hour streams, but at least 2 to 3 hours to show them like, hey, I'm still alive. Come show me some love.
Yeah. I talked often on this show about like this like content pyramid. Like you can take a video, take out the audio. Now you got an audio podcast. Transcribe it. Now you got a blog.
Yeah.
Take clips of it. Now you got an Instagram post. Talk to me about like how you create multiple pieces of content from one piece of content.
Okay. So when I'm sitting there, I'm streaming. That's one piece right there. We're just gonna count it down. That's one piece of content right there. Then I got people in my chat who want people to see the funny moments of me. So they'll clip it and they'll put it on TikTok, and that's another form. And then personally on my Instagram, I want my people to see my stuff. The people that follow me for me because their algorithm on TikTok may not be right. So I still need them to see that clip. And a lot of people think once the clip is up somewhere that it's up everywhere. It's not. It need to be everywhere if that's something you want people to see. So if I want people to see me hitting a bad flip, it's going on Twitter, it's going on Instagram, it's going on TikTok, and it's going on the YouTube Shorts, which is 4 different things, and you'll see different comments on different things. And I know what works for each audience. My Instagram, they like they like they like boxing, they like rapping, they like me doing daredevil stuff. TikTok, you could give them some verbal stuff. I wouldn't really put me speaking on something verbally and it's funny on Instagram because that's more of an older crowd slash a crowd that know me. You feel me? I may got some of the teens from the Twitch, but
Mm-hmm.
you got to know the difference. So that's already 2 pieces. But I may clip this specific clip right here for Instagram. So I had tried to recreate the Saquon Barkley jump, and I hit my head. So that I'm like, okay, Instagram gonna love that because I got a big Philly following, so they gonna see that, and I clip that personally because ain't nobody clip it for me over there on TikTok. You feel me? So boom, then it go to the Instagram. Then right after that, YouTube, I got a Ride Live page where they clip the whole vibe of what I did today,
Mm-hmm.
and they clip it into mini segments. So just from streaming, and I might have been streaming for 5 hours. I didn't hit TikTok, Instagram, um, YouTube, Twitch, and I may go on Twitter and point them in the right direction to all those platforms.
Love that. Let's talk about money for a second. So you got a big
Hmm.
audience, and
Yeah.
how did you learn the value of your voice, your presentation of products or brands or et cetera, to where you can not only leverage it for yourself, but also get endorsements, get money coming in from other sources?
Hmm. Um, it's crazy because as a person who does it, like, you know the word industry plant, and people be like, yo, like,
Yeah.
you just popped out of nowhere. Like,
Yeah.
as a person who does it strictly from, like, if I do nothing, I get nothing. So I be telling, like, my team, I got, like, my sister, I got, like, a real family oriented business.
Mm-hmm.
I put people in position to, like, I teach them, and then, like, I put them in position. So with the way I run it, I be letting them know, like, if I don't lock in and be the captain and point us in the right direction, we don't make any cheese. Like, we don't make no money. We don't go up. It was really hard to get endorsements. And I was seeing people who, like, sign to little agencies and just do TikTok. And I'm like, yo, I got 300K on TikTok. I got 300K on Twitch. I got 700K on here, and I got this over there. I'm everywhere. Why I don't got no endorsements? And you really need those people to reach out for you. So my first endorsement was Shopify, and that's a really big one. And they gave us $1 million to give out to people, to my supporters. So it went from, nothing, not even no, just hold the bottle in the jump, hold the bottle in the video, we give you this, or a
Yeah.
commission based thing. And, I was really dodging any of the ones that didn't make sense. But that was my first one. And it really translate over with those numbers once you show a company like, hey, this is what I could do for you, and these are my numbers. And a lot of times they not looking for us. So you gotta go to their face and say, yo, like, this what it is. And anybody that's watching that's not familiar with a deck, you want to make a deck, and that's just a presentation on why they should fuck with you.
Mm-hmm.
And it should have your numbers on there, who you are, do the who, what, where, why,
Yeah.
and do that on that deck. And you show them that, and you say, yo, this why you should come, fuck with me. And then, you gonna miss a lot of the times, but somebody gonna pick it up, and you show them, like, you thank your sponsors overly. You overly thank your sponsors. And I got a lot of the knowledge on, like, how to treat your sponsors and show them that love, and re get into a new deal and re-up with them from my man's Wallow. So shout out Wallow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um
He taught me that
but
same game also. So shout out to
yeah,
Wallow. Definitely.
yeah,
Yeah.
see. So
Yeah, I was in
yeah.
Atlanta. We were there for something, and he hit. It was like breakfast. He hit me. Was like, "Yo, what you doing?" I'm like, "I'm just about to go to the hotel, eat breakfast." He's like, "Come to my hotel, sit down." We sat down in his hotel dining room. He gave me like the whole blueprint. I'm like,
Oh my God, he's so
"Yo,
real. And he
Wallow's
did
the
the same
realest."
thing with me. He like, yo, let's grab lunch. I'm gonna
Yeah,
teach you. Like,
he's
he
the
just
realest.
teaching. He
He's the
crazy.
So yeah, like at what point are you big enough to get sponsors? Like if I've got, X number, like at what point in your estimation is like,
Hmm.
okay, you're probably on to something where you should probably start talking to people.
Yeah. I think I think it's really hard to gauge because we all do different social medias, and I feel like everybody deserves sponsorships because you got people that don't do anything that I do. They only do TikTok, but they might have like 700K on there, and they be having drink sponsorships, and the girls be having hair sponsorships. And you can have, like, try this food, and it become this. I think once you get to the point where you have your own audience, as far as, like, I think once you get into the thousands, it ain't got to be 100,000, but I think once it get to the point where it's like, I got 20, 30K people watching me, start reaching out and letting people know, like, hey, I got a little army behind me. Let's work. You
Yeah.
feel me? Let's work. It ain't got to be millions. It ain't got to be hundreds of thousands. It ain't got to be 50,000. But I definitely don't think you should hit people up when you got like 5, 6,000 people tapped into each John, because we in an era where, like, a lot of people are posting random stuff, and they're getting good views from it, and they might look more appealing. They might look more appealing to the brands than you look. Consistent numbers is the best thing. So
Mm-hmm.
if you could say, hey, I've been doing these numbers for 6 months to guarantee them that, hey, when we work for this next month, we already know what it is.
Yeah.
And if you could show them like, hey, 6 months before that, it was lower, but it was still consistent. So I think a consistent 20,000 views on your YouTube videos, or like, like your TikToks is getting over 15K, 10K, 17K, and it's 20K. It's like, yo, I could promote y'all food. You
Yeah.
feel me? I
Yeah.
could eat that John real quick. Y'all give me a little check, and then I do this and that, and whatever deliverables y'all work out. I think anything over 20K average, which is should be fairly easy to do if you're consistent for more than like 6 months.
What is in Rod's EDC, your everyday carry? Like, besides your phone, what
hmm
is the thing before you leave the house, before you leave the apartment, before you leave the crib? I've got
hmm
to have this thing on me, or I just don't even feel right.
Yeah. My whole streaming bag. My whole streaming bag with my camera. I just be feeling like I can't be lacking. I feel like as a top streamer, you gotta have your streaming stuff with me, like with you. So even if I go like on a trip to another state and I don't plan on streaming, I didn't plan anything, I want to just have that. So I just have that. A really nice cologne. Gotta have a really nice cologne. I like elixirs. You feel
Dig
me?
it.
I
Dig
grab
it.
me one elixir, my streaming bag. Going through the airport be hectic. I grab my ski mask just in case I'm in places, because I'm to the point where I be seeing people, spending money like they super ultra rich. I'm like, I ain't super ultra rich. Let me put this ski mask on and maneuver real quick. I know people gonna notice me, but I throw my ski mask on real quick. And in my book bag, I always have my streaming bag with my camera. So that's the modem that you need to stream off. That's the camera. That's all the wires. Um, my elixir. What else I had? My ski mask. Um, what I carry around. I be having my passport with me, and that's. Oh, and I'll bring one book with me. So right now I'm reading Who Not How.
Yeah, it's a good one.
That's just yeah,
Yeah.
yes. You read that?
Dr. Benjamin Hardy. Yeah. Yeah.
That's a great book.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
That helped me build my
Yeah.
team. That's helping me
It's a
build my team
fantastic
right
one.
now.
It's a
Yeah, that's a
fantastic
great
one.
book. So I'll carry one book just on the airplane. Like, all right, let me get a chapter in. You feel me? I be telling people, you ain't got power. You ain't got to binge the book. Just give it a chapter
Yeah.
whenever you remember to read your book. So I bring a book just so I don't feel like I'm lacking on the knowledge tip, because I be feeling like that's my edge that I got on the other streamers and
That's a
stuff like that.
fantastic book. That's a fantastic book. I probably
Mm-hmm.
did the Audible 3 or 4 times. It's a
Yeah,
fantastic book.
bro, this my second reread.
Yeah.
That's my second reread.
Yeah.
12-week year,
Yeah.
Psychology of Money, all of those books that just tell you about time management and business. I'm like, yo, I'm also a businessman, not just a streamer. I'm building an empire.
Yeah. You were part of Kaizen's inaugural streaming university. Like,
Yeah.
what was your biggest takeaway?
Biggest takeaway. You can't get me to drop them gems, because I'm a human being. I got like an eye. I got an eye for content. So like being a part of it and seeing everything unravel, I'm just kind of like, this nigga's a genius. Like he's super smart. And as much as like I'm super grateful for like that to happen, I was sitting there like, yo, like this inspiring. I need to turn it up. Like I need to turn it up. And
Turn it up. How? How does that? What do you mean? Like more? Like I need to do more content, or I need to like be more
better
animated?
content,
Okay.
better content, not even more. So like I was just telling my friend this. I said, when you get to the point where you seeing the same views every day, that's insanity. You need to stop and take a step back and say, what am I not doing right? Because yes, consistency is key. It's probably the number one ingredient, but I think quality of content is over that. And I think people like Corey X Kenshin, or like super big podcasters that don't drop too often, show you that, yeah, we could rapid produce, and maybe we did rapid produce when we first started. But once you get to a certain point, it's like, okay, I have an audience. I need to feed them better food. Y'all can't keep eating fast food. Fast food is just like, yo, I'm doing what I can. Now it get to a point where you need to stop. I said, who's gonna do better? Somebody who's streaming 365 days, right? And how much time do you really got to plan that next day if you got 365 days, you
Mm-hmm.
stream every day?
Mm-hmm.
Or somebody who streamed 3 weeks out of the month and take that last week to just think, what did I do good on, and
Yeah.
what the fuck am I doing for the next 3 weeks? The person who sit there and stop is going to do better, because we do things like subathons where you got to stream 30 days. How you playing the subathon if you got to stream every day?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
How you reaching out to those people? How you sitting there and saying, I'm gonna invite this guest and then we're gonna do this and order the supplies and tell your team what the coordination gonna be and this and that, unless you got people choosing it for you. And at that point, it's not a Raji stream. It's like a, it's something else. So
Yeah.
like, it's insanity, gang. You shouldn't be looking at the same numbers for like a couple months.
Yeah.
Like, you should stop and like up that quality. So turn it up just mean like, okay, I see the scale of which he doing things. Let me up my scale. Let's not sit in a room and do bullshit. Let's get creative. Everything hasn't been done, and if it has been done, I'm gonna study it and I'm gonna repurpose it.
I think the last one I have is, there are so many people who want to do this, but they don't live in like Philadelphia or New York or Chicago or in Atlanta,
Hmm.
and they feel like they live in a city where there ain't a whole lot going on, and
Hmm.
so what do you say about their perspective on their ability to do this when they're not
Hmm.
in the biggest cities?
Yeah. I tell them that it is harder like that, but it shouldn't be an excuse, because now you got the ability to tackle the direct task that you need to be successful with content, and it is being the content. A lot of streamers only can be entertaining if they bring an extra on, or if it's some pre-planned bullshit. And it kind of goes to the point where I was saying earlier, where I was saying I'm a pure streamer. Um, you have to be the entertainment. You have to be the entertainment, or it's going to get to the point where you need external things for your stuff to be successful. And at that point, you're going to start getting upset that people don't pop out for you, or people not texting you back, or this is not happening. You need to have your own niche and your own pocket that people like without anybody else. And that's the golden thing. So it is harder because you got that golden puzzle that you need to solve ASAP, that other people might not, because they might be a part of these communities or these cities where they got these little cheat codes, but it's still the same playing field. They still got to figure that out themselves. If not now, later. I would tell them, figure that out. Figure out how to be that person, because we got people who sitting at home playing Minecraft or Roblox, and they pulling more views than both of us, and they making all this money, and because they found a pocket. They found a pocket. You got to find that pocket. It's kind of like rap, and it's not going to be easy. A lot of people think like it's going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. It's difficult. So like, deal with those trials and tribulations, and find your pocket of like, all right, this how I'm gonna entertain my people. And if it's something that can't last long, then you should only be streaming an hour a day until you figure out how to add a 30-minute segment to that, and then keep building off it. And you only got time to grow when you at the bottom, because ain't too many people watching. Once you get on a magnifying glass and you do get bigger, you know, if somebody like you boring, the streamer word ain't gonna hesitate. They'll be in the comments like, I don't watch him, he boring. All you do is this. They gonna let you have it. And they're gonna come in and, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Rod just started his stream. I'm out. They
Yeah.
say little stuff like that, and then it gets you in your head like, damn. So like,
Yeah. Yeah.
to before you get to that point, with your loyal 10, your loyal 15, start multiplying and start building it up, and start learning how your stream operate. And when people come in, if you get more people, let them know like, hey, this is how we operate, and introduce them to your world instead of trying to fit your world to the bigger numbers.
Yeah. This audience is full of technologists, venture capitalists, investors,
Hmm.
people on the career trajectory, founders,
Yeah.
entrepreneurs. Um, like when you speak to audiences like this, or if you could for this audience here today,
Yeah.
kind of give them how you view creating versus
Hmm.
just being a user of a
Hmm.
product.
Hmm. Um, Well, one, as a creator, I only try to consume for the purpose of upgrading my creations. So I would say definitely filter your consumption. It's cool to browse. You feel me? Everybody do a little doom scrolling, but basically, like, when you want to consume, redirect your path to consume something that's going to help you. And you'll find it fun to do research. I be telling people, do research, and they're like, I already did research. Like, now you ain't do research. You ain't watch these people and just see. You just got to see. So that's one, redirect that. And then as far as content creation, like the way I look at it is, I'm kind of a project based guru. Like, I like doing projects, and that can be 30-day subathon, or that can be a 3-day weekend, or the project can be one stream. So if we speak it in music terms, for streamers, a subathon is like our album. It's like, hey, I got this ability to entertain at this level. I'm about to give y'all 30 days of it. That's our album. And you could say like, yo, I want to hit 20,000 subs, and that's your sales. That's what you're trying to hit. And as far as your single streams, if we looking at it in that aspect, when you do one stream, you should put that much effort in that you put into the subathon. If you going to theme it out and then do this and get this person, do that for one stream, and that's a single. And your
Yeah,
single
yeah.
should go triple platinum. It should go good, and it should be everywhere, because ideally you want it on the shade room, and then you want it all over TikTok, and you want people talking about it. And it's real possible that people be having hit singles. They spark up in that one stream, and they still
Wow.
streaming tomorrow, mind you. And then they got content for tomorrow to talk about what happened yesterday. So it should be super super tough, and you should look at it like a project. You should say like, okay, I'm streaming tomorrow. Yeah, we're gonna eat some food and we're gonna talk. But how can I enhance this? And you should keep building off that. And you should get yourself a giant whiteboard and talk about it all day with yourself.
Oh, that Rod. So good to have you on the show. This was
Come on,
fantastic. So
you
many
know that
gems.
will. You know that will.
So many gems.
Nah, I appreciate you for having me, bro. For real.